Hi everyone, good morning. I am at the University of the Philippines Diliman, which is my old alma mater, and I'm here to run 10 kilometers as part of the Singapore Marathon Grand Final 10K Challenge. That's a lot of words to say that I'm here to run 10 kilometers, however long it takes for me this morning. Just because I haven't run that long in quite some time, especially while wearing a mask. So yeah, hopefully I can make it through today without much damage. I'm expecting to be sore tomorrow, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be interesting to see how things are going here at the Oval. They just reopened it, I think, last month. So yeah, prior to that, people weren't allowed to run at the Academic Oval. Well, people who weren't part of the UP community. So if you weren't living here, then you weren't allowed to run around the Oval. Of course, the other places, the other roads in the campus were they were open, but yeah, most people who run here at UP Diliman do so on the Academic Oval. So like I mentioned, I would be wearing the T8 mask because it's easier to breathe in. I haven't been here in a while, so hopefully I don't run foul of any regulations. Okay, I'm halfway through and now I'm going around the other direction. A while ago I was going clockwise, so counterclockwise, now I'm going clockwise. Easier here mentally because you're not trying to race anyone, but harder because this uphill is harder. Alright, 440 meters and 30 meters and almost done. Kilometers. I have to get out of the way. Whew. Well, that's a good morning. Run is done. I didn't come under 1 hour, but that's fine because I started out really slow because I just didn't know where my fitness was at when I started the run, and you know, I'm glad that I was able to finish faster than I started, which is a positive sign. It means that maybe I'm just holding back. I don't think it's as congested as it could have been, especially since I ran on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, and in the morning instead of the afternoon. Now the Oval is open from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. exclusively for runners, pedestrians, and cyclists, although cyclists are not allowed on certain parts of the Academic Oval. And then in the afternoon it's also exclusively for runners and cyclists. Yeah, I made a bit of a mistake earlier running clockwise in the second half of my run because apparently traffic should only go counterclockwise here on the Oval. It allowed me to cross paths with Coach Rio de la Cruz when I wouldn't have, because I would have been behind him all the time instead of, you know, crossing paths when I switched directions. And then there was a fellow runner who was also doing a Singapore virtual run, but he was doing the marathon. So it was nice to run with him for about 2 loops out of my 5 loops. But instead of doing 10K like I was doing, he was doing 42K, which is an incredible mental feat considering he's doing it alone without any loot or swag to waiting for him at the finish line. So yeah. That being said, running here at the Oval has its pros and cons. The pros is that yeah, the roads are wide and the straights are long. Now the con is that at certain times of the day it gets really congested, and also because runners of all abilities are here, there are some people who don't have any situational awareness, so suddenly they'll stop when they're in front of you, or they'll cross your path because they're trying to get a good selfie with something across the road. And so yourself, as the more experienced runner, you just have to look out for that, which is why I'm glad I wasn't wearing my earphones. I was supposed to wear them today, but the left earphone ran out of battery and I just didn't want to have one earphone on and the other off, so I left them in the car, and it was a good thing I did because at least I was able to pay attention to what was happening around me, and I was able to avoid a few incidents along the way. The threat is also not just from among your fellow runners, but also some inexperienced cyclists who are going counter to the direction everybody else was going. They were zigzagging, they were in the pedestrian exclusive lane instead of being in the common lane for cyclists. Yeah, so you just have to be very aware of your surroundings. Having run in a closed small loop for the past few months, I was kind of rusty at the start of this particular session. I developed my situational awareness as I went along. That being said, I'm glad that it's done. My 10K is done. I'm not sure when I'm going to do another one because it took some significant effort to get up this early in the morning, drive all the way here, and then run, and then I have to get dressed and go back home for breakfast because I'm not sticking around here. Even though it's an open space, you know, the virus is still out there. I'm reasonably sure that right now I won't be breathing any rogue particles in, but in any case, I'm not sticking around when the bulk of people head to the Oval to take their exercise. I am going. Thank you so much, UP, for reopening the Oval. I'm so glad to be back. UP is where I started running a long time ago, even earlier than when I started out with this blog. Yeah, I started running here I think in 2008, just for physical fitness as cross training because I was trying to learn tennis at the time, and running is supposed to be cross training for tennis. So yeah, I did a few rounds around the Oval. I wrecked my tennis shoes trying to run in them, so I bought running specific ones. Yeah, and I've always headed back here to UP kind of like as a reset every time I want to find out what my true fitness is. And it's a nice thing to do at the end of what has been a very trying year, to come back here and feel like I'm starting again. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it informative, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you again next time.